In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on February 16, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like access to our exclusive betting picks where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 15 betting picks a day and more, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Now let's get started. Vanderbilt versus Auburn. The Tigers have played well this season, especially at home where they have won 13 straight games. They play well offensively, scoring more than 80 points per game while making 45% of their shots at home. They are dominant in the paint and they were very aggressive on the offensive glass in their last 3 games, grabbing more than 16 offensive rebounds per game, which will lead to more scoring opportunities against the Commodores, who aren't very good at rebounding the ball. Even though the Commodores play well defensively, they aren't as efficient on the road and will have a hard time slowing down the Tigers. The Commodores have lost 4 of their last 5 road games and they've struggled offensively on the road, scoring less than 70 points per game while making only 42% of their shots. Their offensive rebounding dropped off in their last 3 games and they were very careless with the ball. The Tigers have done a good job forcing turnovers and they don't give up a lot of points at home, so expect them to keep Vanderbilt's offense in check. Vanderbilt has had their struggles on the offensive end of the floor and they're going to have to try and hang with an explosive Auburn team. We know how dangerous Bruce Pearl's team can be and Jerry Stackhouse's group is going to have to rely on their defensive play in an effort to stay in the game. Vanderbilt is 4-5 on the road this season, but they stand only 2-7 in quad-I games this year. Meanwhile, Auburn has rung up a 13-0 home record on the season and they are 7-2 in quad-I games. The Commodores don't have the firepower to hang in, especially on the road. In this one, although the Tigers are 23-9-1 against the spread in their last 33 games following a straight-up win, this is just too many to lay. The Commodores are 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games overall and are 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games following an against the spread win. The Commodores are also 12-4-1 against the spread in their last 17 road games. The Tigers have looked like an elite team this year, which they are, but this seems like too many points against a solid Vanderbilt team. Vanderbilt to cover the spread as the underdog is our full game side pick. The Commodores are averaging 68.8 points per game and 66.2 points per game on the road. They averaged 66.3 points per game in their last 3 games against the Tigers, with Auburn giving up 63 points per game at home. The Commodores will be held under their average in this game. The Tigers are averaging 80 points per game and 81.6 points per game at home. They averaged 73.3 points per game in their last 3 games against the Commodores. Even though Vanderbilt is giving up 67.8 points per game on the road, the Tigers will score enough points to push the score over the total. So over the projected total is our full game total pick. Purdue versus Northwestern. The Purdue Boilermakers will be going for their 2nd consecutive win when they face the Northwestern Wildcats on Wednesday night. The Boilermakers are coming off a 62-61 win over Maryland as 16.5 points favorites. The Wildcats are coming off a 73-66 loss to Illinois as 10.5 points underdogs. The Wildcats have lost 5 of their last 8 games and 5 of their last 7 home games. They usually play well offensively, but they struggled in their last 3 games, making only 39% of their shots and 30% of their 3-pointers. They also struggled on the offensive glass during the stretch and will have a hard time getting putbacks against the Boilermakers, who dominate the paint. With the exception of their loss to Michigan, the Boilermakers played very well defensively and won't have trouble slowing down the Wildcats. The Boilermakers have won 2 of their last 3 road games and they're playing well offensively, scoring 80 or more points in 2 of those games. They are shooting over 50% from the field on the road and making 40% of their shots from 3-point range. The Wildcats are a good defensive team, but they are one of the worst teams in the country when it comes to defending 3-pointers. So expect them to have a hard time slowing down the Boilermakers. It's hard not to like Purdue's chances in this game. Northwestern is fresh off of snapping a surprising 3-game winning streak. Prior to that, the Wildcats had won just 2 of their first 10 conference games. Purdue should be able to score at will and control the glass on both ends of the floor. Purdue to win and cover the spread is our full game side pick. The Boilermakers are averaging 82.6 points per game and 78.5 points per game on the road. They averaged 72 points per game in their last 3 games against the Wildcats, with Northwestern giving up 66 points per game at home. The Boilermakers will be held under their average in this game. The Wildcats are averaging 74 points per game and 75.3 points per game at home. They averaged 62.6 points per game in their last 3 games against the Boilermakers, with Purdue giving up 72.6 points per game on the road. The Wildcats will score enough points to push the score over the total, so over the projected total is our full game total pick. Baylor versus Texas Tech. The Baylor Bears will be going for their 3rd consecutive win when they face the Texas Tech Red Raiders on tonight. The Bears are coming off an 80-63 win over Texas as 5.5-point favorites. The Red Raiders are coming off an 82-69 win over TCU as 10.5 points favorites. The Baylor Bears are 21-4 this season and have won 3 of their last 4 games. The Texas Tech Red Raiders are 19-6 this season and have won 4 of their last 5 games. The Red Raiders have won 4 of their last 5 games and 15 straight games at home. They have a very good offense and they've done a great job at home where they are scoring more than 80 points per game while making 51% of their shots. They've been very aggressive on the offensive glass and will dominate the paint against the Bears, who will be without their leading rebounder. Even though the Bears play well defensively, they struggled in their last 3 games and will have a hard time slowing down the Red Raiders in this game. The Bears have played well offensively, even on the road, where they are making 45% of their shots. However, with leading scorer L.J. Cryer, who missed their last game, listed as questionable for this game, they will have trouble scoring against a Texas Tech defense that is holding opponents under 60 points per game at home. Texas Tech to win and cover the spread as a favorite is our full game side pick. The Bears are averaging 77.9 points per game and 73.1 points per game on the road. They averaged 72.6 points per game in their last 3 games against the Red Raiders, with Texas Tech giving up 58.3 points per game at home. The Bears will be held under their average in this game. The Red Raiders are averaging 73.8 points per game and 80.8 points per game at home. They averaged 66 points per game in their last 3 games against the Bears. Even though Baylor is giving up 67 points per game on the road, the Red Raiders will score enough points to push the score over the total. The Bears and Red Raiders played over the total in 4 of their last 7 meetings. These 2 teams are projected for 136 points, which seems a bit too low in this spot. Baylor likes to push the pace, ranking 3rd in adjusted tempo and 5th in average possession length on offense. Meanwhile, the Red Raiders rank 5th in adjusted tempo and 3rd in average possession length. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.